Raise your right hand. Do you swear that the evidence you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in today. I believe we're going right to questions. Vice Chair Heising.
Good morning, Mr. Sari. Could you just again please state your name and position for the record?
My name is Norm Sari, and currently I'm a commissioner on the Michigan Public Service Commission. Previously, I was the chief of staff of the Michigan House of Representatives.
Okay, can everybody hear him all right? Just thinking maybe he needs to get a little closer to a mic. Okay.
Thank you.
Prior to your current position, what position did you hold in state government?
As chief of staff for the Speaker of the House.
Have you also had an opportunity to review the now publicly released findings relative to Reps. Courser and Gamrat?
I've looked at it. I can't say I've extensively reviewed, but I'm aware of the fact that there's a public document out and available, and I've seen it.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Have you ever seen Representatives Courser and Gamrat romantically involved?
No.
Did Rep. Courser ever talk to you about his extramarital affair with Representative Gamrat?
No.
Did Rep. Gamrat ever talk to you about her extramarital affair with Rep. Courser?
No.
Were you involved in any conversation with both Rep. Courser and his staffers about the extramarital affair? About campaign, well, okay, let's try that first question first. About the extramarital affair?
No.
Any conversations about campaign work on House time?
No.
About forging signatures on a blueback?
No.
What about with Rep. Gamrat? Same questions.
The answer is still no. I was not involved with any discussions with her or her staff on those issues.
Thank you. Were you present when Ben Graham and Rep. Courser talked about the so-called false flag email?
No.
Slow down.
Pardon me?
Sure. I want you to go nice.
Slow down.
Well, they're just question after question.
Okay.
Keeping track of questions so they don't get re-asked.
Got it. Were you present when, let me ask this question, let me re-ask the question, it keeps me on track. Were you present when Ben Graham and Rep. Courser talked about the so-called false flag email?
No.
Were you present when Ben Graham, Rep. Courser, and Cindy Gamrat talked about the affair and the second audio recording?
No.
Were you present during any of the conversations secretly recorded by Ben Graham?
No.
Were you the sender or recipient of any email limited to Rep. Courser, Rep. Gamrat, or their staffs?
No.
In other words, you didn't receive or send any emails intended only for Courser, Gamrat, and their staffers?
That is correct.
Would Mr. Sari, would it shock you to learn that you are not on any of the relevant emails between Reps. Courser, Gamrat, and their staff that the House Business Office compiled as part of this investigation?
I have no independent recollection of being the recipient of any emails from Representatives Courser or Representative Gamrat.
So, Mr. Sari, it would appear that you don't seem to have any first-hand knowledge of any of the relevant matters related to the qualifications of Reps. Courser and Gamrat. Is that a fair statement?
That is correct.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Other questions from the committee? Representative Churkin.
Point of order.
Turn your microphone on, please.
Well, let me just ask this. Representative Heisey asked him about the audio, but in his first voir dire of the witness, or the questioning of the witness, I don't recall him saying he listened to the audio.
If you'd like to ask him.
Did you listen to any of the audio?
He said the conversation in the audio.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Representative Liberati.
Good morning, Mr. Sari.
Morning, Representative.
Did Reps Corser or Representative Gamrat ever submit any information to your office that they were dissatisfied with their staff, whether to you or any of your offices?
No.
When did you know they were dissatisfied with their staff, or did you know?
I was not aware of their dissatisfaction. Obviously was aware of the fact that staffers were terminated, which is handled through the business office, not through the Speaker's office.
Okay. Did you have meetings with either of the staff before they were terminated? Ben or Keith?
Well, if the question, I guess I'd like that question restated.
I can rephrase it.
If it's from January 1st on, yes, I had meetings. Was it immediately prior to their dismissal? No.
Let me rephrase the question. Did you ever have a meeting with either Keith Allard or Ben Graham concerning the Representative Corser or Representative Gamrat's actions in office?
As a matter of course, I met regularly with staff. It's an open-ended question. My role as Chief of Staff was to meet with staff when they were requesting meetings.
Okay, did they come to you, did Ben Graham come to you expressing an affair between Representative Corser and Representative Gamrat?
I wouldn't agree with that terminology. I mean, Ben Graham talked to me on a regular basis, but I can't say that...
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Ben Graham's we're not testing his qualifications for office this morning.
Mr. Chair, I'm trying to get to Representative Corser and Representative Gamrat's actions with their staff, whether they mistreated the staff, whether they were fired because of this, and I believe that goes to their character.
And I don't think it's a relevant question for Mr. Sari.
I think
He doesn't have first-hand knowledge.
That's why I'm trying to find out if he does. That's all I'm asking. I'm trying to
He's
find out.
answered that question already.
Okay, Mr. Sari, when did you find out about the alleged misconduct of Representative Corser and Representative Gamrat? I can say it easier. Was it before their firing or after? Did you find out about the alleged misconduct of Representative Corser and Representative Gamrat before or after the July 6th firing of both staffers?
I'm struggling with trying to understand what alleged misconduct represents in your mind.
Anything in the report would be...
I think that the report speaks for itself as far as, Mr. Sari has been interviewed, his record's in the report.
I'm just trying to find a time frame here for...
Well, we have a time frame. We already have a time frame. What's the point? Why is this a relevant question?
I believe I have it.
So point of order, Mr. Chair.
Can I follow up then?
Please. I'm trying to grant some leeway here for everyone, I understand, but we need to stick to the point of the qualifications of Representative Gamrat and Corser.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. I do believe that this goes straight to the point of how they treated their staff. I'm trying to figure out if they actually fired the staff because of the staff's incompetence, or if they fired the staff.
But Representative, with all due respect, the report specifically says that they were not fired for that reason, and Representative Gamrat has already stipulated to the report's truthfulness.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to judge the truthfulness of the report. Just because it's in the report, I'm not going to take it as gospel truth. I like to examine the witnesses and get their saying on it. I think it's a pretty simple question. Did you know about the alleged misconduct before or after the firing? That's a pretty simple question, I think, Mr. Chair, with all due respect. It's pretty straightforward and pointed. I think it goes to the relevance of their character, their fitness of office, and as I said, I'm not taking that it's in the report. He has not stated everything in the report is accurate. He's just glanced at the report. I think it's a very relevant question.
But, Representative, I think that's a relevant question to ask Representatives Corser and Gamrat.
When he knew?
No, if they fired them because of this issue. I think that's a question to ask them. I mean, this would be hearsay coming from Mr. Sari.
Again, I just thought it was a pretty simple question. I think it goes straight to the character of who we're trying to determine the character of. I'm trying to figure out whether that, again, that's some of the questions I asked yesterday, this timeline of it. If Representative Courser and Gamrat actually fired their staff because of refusing to do what they asked them to do, then that goes directly to their
I agree,
qualifications.
and you should ask them that question.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. I still think that this is irrelevant and repetitive, and I think Mr. Sari has already asked these questions.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Representative Turkin.
Sir, first of all, have you ever met me before today? I mean, we introduced ourselves this morning, but before that, have we ever met before?
We've said hello on the floor of the Michigan House of Representatives on a number of occasions.
Have you ever met Representative?
We've said hello on a regular basis on the floor of the House of Representatives. Yes, sir.
Because I might have seen you, but I didn't know who you were. I just wanted to. But I appreciate you coming up to me and introducing yourself to me. I have just one question at this time. And in the record, in the four corners of our investigation, in one of the pieces of evidence that included in there, it said on May 21st, you met with Ben and Brock at GCSI because of the privacy issue for Ben. I guess my question to you at that time was, did he state anything that was happening in the Courser Gamrat office? And did you say to him that you indicated to him that you were going to look for other employment for him?
Not sure. Representative, I'm not sure that that's relevant to the qualifications for Representatives Courser and Gamrat.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to read the rules here. Rule of evidence that admits and gives probative effect of evidence of a type commonly relied upon a reasonably prudent person in the conduct of their affairs. And what I'm trying to do is I'm using this rule and I'm trying to ask him a probative question. What I find constraint in this thing, what Representative Heisey always objecting to what our questions are. We're here as a reasonable, prudent person to find out what happened. We have a big duty to undertake whether or not Representative Gamrat and Representative Courser should stay in the House of Representatives. So every piece of information and evidence or anything that we would like or your other side would like, I think it's relevant that we get the answers to these questions.
Mr. Chairman, may I just add that Rep. Turkin does not fully disclose the rest of Rule 8, which says irrelevant, immaterial, or unduly repetitious evidence may be excluded, effectually given to the rules of privilege recognized by law.
And I understand that, Rep.
And that is why we have...
I think it's relevant. In effect, shall be given to the rules of privilege recognized by the law.
The chairman does not believe that it's relevant because the question is not about whether Mr. Sari helped or offered to help him find another job. The questions before this committee need to stay on the course of are Representative Courser and Representative Gamrat still qualified to hold office?
And in the progressive discipline, when somebody does something wrong and it's brought to the attention, I have an old saying in law enforcement, notify, 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 and when in doubt, notify. And what I'm trying to get is if Mr. Sari knew anything about the alleged affair and if he ran it up the flag post to the chain of command to see what was done.
Representative, I would rule that that is not relevant to the question at hand, whether he knew or not.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Representative Liberati.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm quoting right from the report here, and Mr. Sari, I'm just going to ask you a yes or no. This is in Ben Graham's testimony. He says, on May 21st, Ben met with Norm and Brock at 9 a.m. at the offices of GCSI. Ben informed Norm Brock that he was asked to do something unethical and illegal by Rep. Courser. He wanted to quit his job, but was encouraged to stay for the good of the House in the district. So that's May 21st. Is that true? Is that a true account of your meeting. Did you hear that on May 21st at GCSI from Ben Graham?
I met with Ben in an off-site location, and if that was the date, I don't fault that
How about
date.
the content that I read?
I take exception to the characterization of that discussion.
How about the statement that he...
Representative,
Again,
but counsel yesterday testified to this meeting. Mr. Schwartzel already testified to this meeting happening, brought this forward to the committee at that time.
okay, that's great. Then
And
we all agree that this meeting took place and it was to inform that there was some problems.
I want to find out what the relevant question is here in regards to Representative
Yeah,
Scorser and Gamrat.
I'm trying to get at the fact.
Well, please just get right to it.
Okay, well, Mr. Sari is very familiar with the staffing and the way people get fired and, being chief of staff. My question that I'm trying to get to is, were you surprised when they were fired? Were you surprised? Did you think it was because of the misconduct, or seeing you knew nothing of Representative Corser and Gamrat's?
I'm going to say, once again, Mr. Sari's surprise or lack of surprise is not relevant to the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that make them qualified?
Again, I'm just trying to, he has a lot of information.
Point of order, Mr. Chair, this does not go to their qualifications for office. What Mr. Sari thinks is
That's what
not relevant to this hearing.
That's what the chair just said.
I don't see how that's not relevant, the fact whether, Mr. Sari was the chief of staff, excuse me. Obviously, he's very knowledgeable. I'm looking for history to get in my mind.
Representative, if you disagree with the ruling of the chair, there's procedure to move forward with that. But otherwise, I've already ruled several occasions this line of questioning remains irrelevant.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Any further questions from the committee? I would accept a motion at this time to strike the entire testimony of this witness as irrelevant to the proceedings.
So moved.
So moved by Representative Heisey. Any objection?
Yes, I would definitely object to that.
Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Chairman McBroom.
To strike the record.
To strike the record.
Yes.
Representative Heisey.
Yes.
Representative Verheulen.
Yes.
Representative LaFontaine.
Yes.
Representative Churkin.
No.
Representative Liberati.
No.
Mr. Chair, you have 4 yes votes and 2 nay votes.
The motion is adopted. Thank you, Mr. Sari. You're dismissed. In a moment. So, to the committee, just want to, we've worked hard on who's been coming in to testify to us, and council and members from the Democratic side have also been working with the chair on these issues. And 2 of the individuals that have been suggested have been Mr. Allard and Mr. Graham. They adamantly deny any suggestion in the House Business Office report or otherwise that they were fired for good cause. They contend that they were wrongfully terminated because they refused to misuse taxpayer resources and otherwise cover up misconduct by Rep. Corser and Rep. Gamrat. We have reached out, our legal counsel has reached out to their lawyers last week and were informed that they would not be testifying further and that they had fully cooperated with the House Business Office investigation already and had provided with all the relevant information. And that continues to remain to be their position today. Representative Churkin, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'd like to put on the record that Representatives Liberati and I have requested that former staffers for Rep. Corser and Rep. Gamrat appear before this committee and testify. We have been informed through your legal counsel, like you said, that the attorney will not let them testify and has denied our request. I would like to...
It's not that he won't let them, but...
Okay, well, all right. And they have denied our request to their legal counsel. I would like to note how disappointed I am in the turn of events. Therefore, I submitted a resolution to subpoena both of them because I think they have pertinent information at hand. And additionally, on the record let the record reflect emails between your attorney and Representative Gamrat that my caucus did not receive. I know you addressed it at the beginning of the meeting, but I have a reasonableness now to believe there might be some more documents that we didn't receive, and every piece is relevant. And I don't know if, and I'll ask my counterparts on the other side, I don't know if they've got the emails either. So,
Well, they're in the public report, as was
right, but
requested.
we didn't have the public report
Public
when
dissemination.
Representative Gamrat testified yesterday.
Okay, thank you, Representative. Yep. All right, at this time, we're going to listen to one of the audio recordings. The first one from May 19th. And I'd just like to express the chair's apologies for language and other things that we have to listen to.
This is only going to happen one time, I would say. So
Are you doing setting that mood?
yeah. And, do this. Yeah.
What's going on? You're freaking me out.
Right.
Well, it's not too often you call and
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. At some point, I kind of thought it would come to this. I didn't know exactly how it all happened. I figured at some point it would, though. So there isn't a whole lot good in me. I gotta.
Right? I don't know, as far back as we need to, like I said. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You go back, you fast forward. I need to leave no question that I'm a messed up and bad dude. And I needed to kind of fall on me. And I'll back up. I'll back up.
All right.
So, 9 years ago, 8, 9, 10 years ago, somewhere in there, I have been a perfectly constructed life. Messed up. I don't want to be in office. You know, it was never my goal. People don't believe that, but
Yeah.
But it's the other side of the leg that kind of gets messed up. I'll show you. You'll see it different maybe. See all this? You know what this is?
Your closet?
Yeah. Do you know why it's here?
Because you didn't like the way Fawn did your laundry?
No.
You told me a story about that.
I don't really have what you'd say is a normal relationship with my wife. At all.
Okay.
You make a decision. Physical connection, there's no conversation like this, there's nothing like that. 10 years ago she said, I don't love you. I don't love you. I hate you. And not that she said it was a big deal. It's that she meant it. So, we worked through a lot of that. The children, there's never a fight. There's never even a coarse word. I'm completely measured, always controlled. You guys have gotten, but they've never had it at home. So, along the way, the rest of my life isn't as pure as the winter of the snow.
Okay.
So,
I don't...
So some of that's going to come back then in the next couple days. Two months ago. Anyway, how does it now? And they're all just pieces. And maybe if we had more time, I could kind of lay it out, but
I've got time.
so you work that out. You take those things out of space, it still doesn't work. Your mother kind of takes over the pieces of the things that she doesn't do, and you do that because you're trying to adjust. When you go home, there's no speaking, there's no communication, there's no connection. She sleeps on her side of the bed, I sleep on my side of the bed. If I sleep there, if I don't sleep here, and I love my wife, I do, but we messed up. And we've done counseling, 4 or 5 counselors. So along the way, things happen with some other people that probably shouldn't happen. For her, it was earlier, and it was messed up, and figured out is that she needed sort of basically she couldn't be involved in this, the office, any of that stuff, the politics. Only if she was able, if Mom kind of organized that and dealt with it. We tried to only bring her out for pieces and parts of that. Picked up the slack. Became kind of the sort of the wife I didn't have. Of course, left. I had an inappropriate relationship with her, but not a sexual relationship with her. But I can't say that for everybody. Doing that thing by your head.
I know. That's what I do.
So when the budget came up, so you get a call, you get somebody saying something, and then you get a call and there's no ID, and the person says, what? Bringing some shit out on you.
We know. We know.
We know. You know what's been going on. I don't know how far back it goes. So, and they say, you know, you post budget, watch back. People kill for less than that.
Less than the budget?
get these hints, right? And all this together, and you don't know what the hell they're talking about, and you just have to keep going on because nobody believes the whole story. Anyway. So, if I get to this spot, this now involves Representative Gamrat and her children. I don't know what they have or what they're going to do.
What do you mean? I don't.
So I need an over-the-top story that's obscene about me. I don't make anything else that comes out after that that isn't a video, mundane, tame by comparison. I need a controlled burn. I don't know if I'll survive it.
What are you talking about, Cindy's kids? I don't know what you're talking about.
Some stuff's gonna come up, Benjamin, and they're gonna implicate myself and Cindy Gamrat.
Her kids are? Or her kids are, you want to protect her kids? I don't.
In a strange way, I'm attempting to protect them. And mine. So, it's weird, twisted. So which part don't you understand? Because I talk cryptically. I included like things from 10 years ago, 6 years ago,
I read that part.
6 hours ago.
I didn't get 6 hours ago.
Now you get a text and a phone call, right? They want me to do something.
Who's they?
I have no idea. Cindy gets the same text. Hers is a lot more lewd. And obscene. They want me to do something.
Who's they?
I have no idea. Cindy gets the same text. Hers is a lot more lewd. They're not here to do that. They're here to destroy me. And destroy her.
Who's that? I don't.
See, it's the whole thing.
Who's on the phone?
I don't know.
Did you recognize
Show me
them?
what's left. No, they said don't look up the number. It's a burn phone. Don't bother.
Who?
Yeah,
It probably is a
they're
bird.
gonna destroy me. Destroy her.
Who's that? I don't.
It's the whole thing.
What do they want you to do on the phone?
They didn't say. I didn't respond.
Did you recognize
Show me
them?
what's
I thought you
left.
talked to
No,
them.
they said don't look up. No, they got calls on their end. Don't bother. With the recording.
It probably is a bird phone. Did she recognize the voice? You recognize the voice?
They're saying they have a tape.
What do they want you to do?
Or some pictures or some video. Say I didn't respond. Or something that's going to come out. No, they got calls.
That was earlier today.
It was earlier today. The recording. About 7 minutes after caucus, or after session end. They're saying they have a tape. Or not joking, about 7 minutes after. My phone died at that moment. so I didn't get it. Once I plugged it in, then I got it. It was earlier today. About 7 minutes after caucus.
They didn't say what they wanted you to do?
I'm not asking.
They just said we want you to do something?
About 7 minutes after. Said you need to respond. Not responding in this case will be detrimental to the... So she got a lot more. Next we'll be calling and delivering stuff to... She's not perfect, right? So she has...
They just said we want you
So
to
she
do
has her own stuff, right? Not responding to one of those stuffs now. Detrimental to the me. So she got a lot more. Next we'll be calling and... So hers had 10 times, like a whole bunch, because mine shut off. So she gets this phone, so there's a whole bunch, so I get this, right? Stop. Somebody sounds like she's great in the sheets. You, however, have no stamina. Silence in this case is very detrimental. Careers, political arenas, and of course families. So hers had could be disastrous, and of course the kids. Because mine shut off. So there's a whole bunch, so I get this. 313. Which is Detroit number. Yeah, they could be anywhere. Silence in this case is very detrimental. Careers, political arenas, and of course families. So, doing the gun would be disastrous. So we went out of the house, took him over to Dad's house.
What gun their number?
The Swirsky guy, which is Detroit number.
Yeah, but it could be Wesky.
Anywhere. Yeah.
With the...
We were here. I get the same comment from some dickhead over there. And I don't think so.
With him doing the story, the kid shooting?
We'll put the picture back up from a year ago.
Yeah, what gun thing?
He does the picture right and then puts it back up. Whiskey guy. Somebody says, I can't remember how that went, but it just gave me the chills that, you know, their comment, you know, check my guns and get my kids. I don't think so.
With him doing the story,
So I went home and
with the
took
kid
all the
shooting?
guns, I took picture back up Dad's house. I'm like, I don't know, that's better.
Yeah.
The hell does the picture right, you know, puts it back up. You know what I'm saying? If they come and search my everything, box or anything, but it just gave me just there in a pile. You know, they're selling, you know, check my guns and get my kids. So I went home and took all the guns. I took them all over to Dad's house. I'm like, I don't know if that's better. The hell, you know? You know what I'm saying? If they come and search, mine aren't in a box or anything. They're just there in a pile, you know? So, I've been tracked and monitored and followed, you know. There's fake emails on when I was at the hotel, I wasn't getting my statements. I go in, they got a different email that they're sending my statements to. You know, it's...
An email that looks like your email?
Yeah, TOD.
Todd, T-O-D, Courser at like Gmail or something?
At Todd Courser.
T-O-D at Todd Courser, how could they do that?
Beats the shit out of me.
Maybe they typed it. Maybe they didn't forgot the D. You know what I mean? Maybe
No.
typing it, they...
No.
Well, I don't see how they could...
You want to know why I say that? Because Gamrat had the same thing. Hers is a different one than that, but it was Cindy something.
Hers was off too?
Yeah.
At cindygamrat.com?
I don't know if hers is at Gamrat.com, but... No. It was, I'm sorry. That was one of them. I have it written there. Todd with the ND. The other one was like Todd Courser, like 82 at Gmail or something like that. That's maybe ours, but it was something.
Todd District 82 is ours. That's the admin email.
Yeah, something.
There's no Todd.
It wouldn't have been what I would have given for any way, shape, or form. And they started out with the statements right, and then they switched over, and I'm like, I don't know. I said, we don't get any statements from those people. I said, I don't know why. So I called them. I said, what email do you have? Maybe you're sent it to the wrong one. And they tell me the email. So then I asked for the thing, and sure enough, it was changed, like, back in January.
That's weird.
it's not weird, dude.
No, I mean, yeah.
No, it's not weird. Recording devices. I have 2.
To what?
So, GPSing, it's really weird stuff. So I've come down to this, and I can sit here all night. And it's so over the top that people will see it and they'll be like, holy shit, what is that? And anything that comes after that will be mild by comparison. In a controlled burn, you do a little bit of truth mixed in with a lot of lies.
Okay.
And people are so disturbed, they won't print it. But anything after that is going to be suspect. It'll be looking like a complete smear campaign.
What do you have in mind?
An email.
Okay.
Do as many of the emails as we can.
Okay.
Mass from a different email. Rolling out at whatever the machinery would allow. Normally with this sort of thing I would have Ike do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it from Gmail accounts. A series of them.
Yeah, he told me how to do that. No, I can't remember.
The Gmail account?
Yeah, you could do it, but it would...
Took him a long time.
Yeah, I think he told me you can only do like 250 or 500 apiece.
A day or
For each of them a day, yeah.
That's what he did.
So you'd have to create like a crap ton of them. And they're really hard to do because they verify everything with like phone numbers and stuff.
Right, we had to pay for phones and all kinds of bullshit, so.
Ike did? Ike had to pay for phones or whatever?
I think so.
Yeah, you probably have to have some burner phones to... What did the... Did they say they wanted something?
They didn't say anything. They wanted a response. I didn't respond. I don't respond to stuff like that.
Yeah. That's messed up.
They don't want us there, dude. I mean, it's not, the whole thing with Tristan Cole up north, and they absolutely hate it. The speaker, he's got a wound in his side. They're not there. They don't want something from us. They want us dead.
Does your family know?
About that? No. Will I have to tell them? Probably.
Cindy's family know?
Cindy's family, her husband knows. They're working through their stuff.
How did you find out?
They called him.
Whoever. I mean, what did you think would happen? I mean...
And they know I'm potentially running for Congress.
You can't run for Congress.
Right. Agreed.
You can't do this anymore. What do you have in mind? What's the email? Did you write it yet?
It's already written. I didn't print it. So Word. I don't know what God will do, buddy. I don't have an idea on that. I've thought I was dead several times before already, so I'm not gonna. Todd Courser caught on tape behind Lansing nightclub. Truth Courser secretly removed from caucus several weeks ago due to a male-on-male paid for sex behind a prominent Lansing nightclub. He is a bisexual, porn-addicted sexual deviant. And you just get nasty about it. His cock is hanging out all over Lansing since the election. That's why he was thrown out of caucus.
Are you serious? What are you talking about? That's
that?
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I need it to be over the top.
Nobody's gonna... Nobody's gonna believe any of that.
Correct. No, they'll believe some of it. They'll believe some of it. He's a freak.
They're not gonna believe any of that stuff. Why would anybody believe any of that? I don't... Is that not the point?
I'm not a homosexual.
I know that.
That's, probably part of the problem because they can't, I don't do alcohol, I don't do drugs, right?
That's what I mean. That's why it's not believable.
Right, but they don't know that. Now anything that comes after this is part of that. It's a burn. And then people go, I'm not listening to that. That's bullshit. Who would do that to somebody? It's awful. They're attacking him, right? Now it goes further. Work with me, Benjamin, okay? I'm thinking about this since I ran for office 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whenever we did the last time out. Okay? Gun-toting, Bible-thumping, cock-sucking freak. He's not standing for smaller government. His whole personality is a sham by the government to build big government. He's a tool and pawn for the establishment. In past election, he was accused of child molestation. He's done things that should have him in jail. He doesn't work in Lansing. He's just there feeding his habit of alcohol, drugs, and illicit sex. Most days he is high, stoned on drugs and alcohol while he's supposed to be voting. In between, he is seduced and taken advantage of Rep. Gamrat between votes. The people deserve to know the real reason she was thrown out by the speaker is because she wouldn't stop being Courser's toy in caucus. She shouldn't have been trusted as state representative or national committee woman. She's a tramp, a lie, and a laugh for this bisexual monster. This teabagger takes his title seriously, moaning and groaning, blah, 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 blah.
You talk to Cindy about this? What?
He's like, this is all new to me, Todd. Just take it from the top.
You gotta take it slow here. I don't...
What does this do? I need to, if possible, inoculate the herd against gutter politics that are coming. Unless they have something really awful, which I do not know about. Okay?
Todd, this is really awful.
What's that?
You and Cindy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, how much more awful could you get? I mean, yeah, that shit you came up with is pretty awful, but like...
decided to destroy ourselves. If this is the lead-in, they go for the sham, the scam. She's working through it with her husband. And they've been working through it. And we go into all the details I can go into them. What happened, how, and when you do it, I can.
I really want to hear the details.
This is the best we came up with. Neither one of us want to be on somebody's leash. Neither one of us really want to be in Lansing if this is how we have to do it.
You can just quit it, you know.
I might have to.
Probably all go away. Probably all go away.
I don't know. Dude, I don't know if they have.
Well, you gotta assume that they have everything. I mean, you can't, you know.
How far back?
It doesn't matter how far back. Cindy's enough. I mean, it doesn't matter. Could be high. It doesn't matter if it was 100 other women. Cindy's
The woman.
the woman, the state rep, the cohort, the conservative, the Christian, the... I mean, I can't... So, I mean, it doesn't really matter if they have anything going any further back. It's...
So we have to assume what? They have video?
You should assume the worst, I guess. I don't... I mean, I assume getting video would be hard, but... Nothing's impossible with money, resources, and plenty of time. Like, they've got to have video or something. Videos, pictures, audio, I don't... Eyewitness statements, I don't know.
That would be hard. I'm just saying...
I was only half being sarcastic, but...
I'm just saying it would be hard, but not impossible.
To have an eyewitness statement or all the other things?
I don't know how it goes, okay? I assume there's video.
Well,
Okay?
then this isn't going to work.
It won't work, but it will on the front end unless it's that.
Video. You're not pictures or audio or anything?
If it's pictures or audio, what would that do?
I don't know. I mean, it's evidence, I guess. I don't... Text messages, emails,
Her husband has all those.
between you two?
Yeah. All of them. For what I'm saying, there's none of that history of. There's nothing like that I'm aware of. Like, there's not even inappropriate emails and texts. That's a whole other story. That is probably not one you need to know, but you probably can know it. They have been on the verge of divorce for I don't know how long. She has a husband who is, Joe is who he is, right? I'm not condoning any of my actions I'm not condoning any of those. I'm not blaming her or blaming anyone. I'll take responsibility for and I may still have to come out and make some sort of public statement if they come out with whatever they come out with. If there is something. Okay? Or is it just they're threatening, you know what I'm saying, like
Who's texting? That's the problem. Did you look up the number?
No.
It's probably not helpful anyway, but... You said they texted Joe? Or called Joe or whatever?
Yeah.
Sure it's not Joe texting you?
We're pretty sure. It wouldn't be past him to do it. He could do it. This could be him. He could be threatening that.
Well, yeah.
You want me to tell you about Joe Gamrat? You want to know you don't want to...
I don't know, if it is him though, he's not, he has no, would he really do that?
You want to know what he's done? You don't really want to know.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's central to the narrative.
Kind of essential. He's been audio taping her and tracking her, every conversation she has, for years. Just to give an account of what she's doing and what she's been doing. Completely controlled.
How does he, what do you mean, how does he out it?
He has tape recording devices in the house, tape recording devices in the car, tape recording devices in her office. Now she's removed them.
She knew they were there?
For part of it, she knew they were there. Public official, when she's meeting with other officials.
So does he have audio of you guys?
No, not that we're aware of.
He sounds like a crazy guy.
Yeah. We call hyper controlling,
Yeah.
power guy. Every time, every GPS of her, he waits in that parking structure by the Radisson.
Oh, yeah.
You probably didn't know that.
No.
Most days when she gets out. Got anything else?
I don't know. You got anything else?
Any other? You're itching a lot. It always bothers me when you're itching.
Well, I mean, one way or another, this kind of shit always comes out. Especially if you don't suck the establishment's pee-pee.
Yeah.
If you were buddies with them, they would fix it, but obviously you're not.
So let's say nothing comes out. They don't got let's say they don't have anything. What's the harm in doing it? It's gonna look really off key, right?
It's gonna look.
Look what?
I don't know. It's gonna look weird.
It's gonna look
Some
weird.
people will print it.
Some people will probably print. Brandon Hall will probably pick that up.
Brandon Hall, the collector blog. Soweski.
He might. The problem with that is that it's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, he can allude to it though.
Let's say he alludes to it. What do people say?
Sexually explicit email accusing Todd Corser of bisexual sex and...
It's salacious. What happens? Does his credibility go down? At that point, aren't they trying to verify this? Will they be trying to call the Speaker's office and say, has Rep. Corser been removed from caucus? If so, why? Why hasn't he been in caucus the last 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, that would probably happen.
And so they're going to come to me and say, what?
Just true.
Were you removed from caucus because of... And I'm going to say, what?
No.
Hell no, I wasn't removed from caucus.
Just haven't gone.
I haven't gone because Rep. Gamrat has been thrown out. I've been doing kind of a silent protest. What happens?
Well, the a lot of times even the hint of scandal is enough. I mean,
I don't want a hint, man.
no, I know what you... No, I get it. But it's enough to... I mean, why try to destroy yourself when you can just quietly go away? I don't...
Because I don't know they have it. I don't know what they have. I can't quiet... How can I quietly go away?
No.
You're... This is me.
Well, you...
What do I say? Hey, I don't like it here? I'm just going to quit now?
Say you have some horrible disease that you... Oh, jeez. It's like the movies. In the movies, you would request verification of evidence.
But even if they give it, what do they have?
Well, I don't know. That's what we figure out.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, they're not here because they want something from me. They're here to destroy me. And do it publicly.
So then why give you a warning? Why not just do it?
I don't think they're that smart. Because they went to Joe first.
Yeah.
And Joe says what?
I suspected it?
Well,
Because he's kind of neurotic anyway?
they already have been working through that.
No. Oh, he says he already knew.
He doesn't say that to them, but he already knew.
No.
Their concern, the two of them, is not for so much for each other. Their concern is for the 3 children.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Okay. So I can take the heat, right? If something comes out, it's focused on me. Anything short of...
What about your kids, though?
They're a little younger and a little more insulated.
Yeah. They might not be as insulated as you think. Parents always think their kids are more insulated than they actually are.
I would assume.
Yeah. I was far less insulated than my parents thought I was.
Okay, you can get into my parenting stuff.
No, I don't need to get in your parents.
No, it's totally fine. I have a great relationship with my children.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll have to have a conversation with my wife, and I might not be married after this. But, Ben, my wife's not oblivious to it.
Willingly oblivious?
She is. Ten years ago, I had to decide. Do I stay married or do we get a divorce? I had to decide. You know, now that you have a son, you have to make that decision. She wanted it. She wanted it to be done. I adjusted as much as I could to adjust for that. But I go home and there's nothing, man. I mean, it's not in a bad way. There's just nothing. There's nothing. Not that I hate her. We have, it's a very clerical relationship. Does that change because of this? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to do this tonight?
I do. You're not going to work tomorrow.
All right.
You're going to be sick.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah. I'm not going to work. What am I going to do tomorrow?
Well, you're going to be at home after this.
Wait, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
You're going to do this and then go home.
Take the day off. Paint my room.
Paint your room. Are you sharp enough to be able to do it? Can you do this?
I can figure it. I mean, I can figure it out. But it's the easiest, quickest, best way would be just to hit all the media. Don't worry about all the other people.
I need the other people though because I want them to be insulated. You're inoculating the whole herd.
This is a crazy way to deal with this situation. Like normally people just like head it off themselves and say, hey, this happened, or quietly resign and go away. Like, that's usually what happens with this type of situation. So, this is kind of a crazy way to do it.
Hey, we agreed.
Who?
Cindy and I.
On this?
Yeah. It's what they won't expect. At that point, if they don't have some really, really, really offensive stuff, right? If they don't, it'll be tough for them to bring it after this. Right?
Yeah, if they don't have hard evidence. I mean, if they don't have hard evidence, they can't do anything in the first place, but
But you know the hint.
it's just idle threats.
I mean, that might be.
Possibly, you never, I mean,
I don't think it's idle. I don't think they get to that spot.
they.
I don't think people start telling me, watch my back. You know, your children. You know what I'm saying? People kill for less than that. The budget. I just don't.
Budget?
Well, because we oppose them on this
Oh, that was a
crop budget and
that was a different text message or call or
the
whatever.
call. You know. It just happens, man. There's a. So.
Can I think about it for a minute?
I'm here until it's done, buddy.
I mean, can I go for a drive or? I'm kind of asking a big thing here. I mean,
What are you thinking?
I don't know. You're giving me a lot of crap. I don't know how to
I
process
just
it.
need to burn down, buddy.
No, this is a weird way to do it, buddy.
I don't.
But you're not burning yourself down because you're putting out ridiculous stuff, you know what I mean?
What I'm trying to do is inoculate the herd against everything but Like a most egregious whatever. Does this do it? They run a story if they're going to do it. Now they got a story, you know, on the heels of everything that's happened to her and all of the things that we pressed back on. How do people see this?
I don't know. People don't necessarily need to believe it. They just need to have doubt.
Doubt about?
Or, I mean, they just have to have... What are we talking about here? Votes? Or, I mean... public opinion?
I don't know that I can... Ben, I don't know that I can survive. I'm not saying that. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I can survive. I'm not saying that she can survive. She wants out. After the caucus thing, look, she's wanted out. She's like, look, I should just resign. That was after the caucus thing. She's like, I don't want to be here. She said, in spite of that, if you're not here, I don't want to be here.
Might be the smarter play.
What's that?
Resigning. I don't know, if you resign, you're not a threat anymore. You're not a thorn in the side of the speaker. Nobody needs to mess with your family or you.
But what if they don't have it?
I don't know, I feel like we have to assume that they do. You just said that they're not going to do idle threats.
I think they got something.
That's what I mean.
But I don't know. If it's pictures, what is it?
I don't know, you going in a hotel room late at night, her going to your hotel room late at night, whatever, one of those things. That would probably be the best that they could do as far as...
I've stayed in 80 of those hotel rooms.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, PIs, they would have hired a PI, you know what I mean? They can... I mean, have you seen the show Cheaters on TV?
No.
I don't even know if they have it on TV anymore, but they have PIs that follow people around and discover if their spouses are cheating on them or whatever. But they take video and they normally confront them because it makes for good reality TV, but...
I need it done by. I do. Whatever comes after that comes after that.
We haven't called Ike. You called Ike, he wouldn't answer.
He might be, you know, how they take him away.
We were commenting back and forth on Facebook earlier today.
Today?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
He was complaining about Facebook. He searched something or went to some website about something and then it was re-advertising on his Facebook. And he thought that was slightly creepy. So we were talking about like Facebook advertising.
I didn't tell him why. So that could be that. He does a lot of boating, but I wouldn't think he's boating today. As cold as it was.
No, it's too cold.
But he's got a new wife, or not new wife, a girlfriend.
Does he have a new house? Is he living with her?
Yeah, he's down in Rochester.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of taken on a new life, is what he's done.
Saw that.
Which is kind of different, which is good. He seems to be enjoying it.
Good for him, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, good for him.
So can I take a drive? Clear my head? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I don't know how to process it all right now.
What are you thinking?
I don't know how to process it all right now. That's what I'm thinking.
What are you thinking though? Because if you can't do it, I don't know how I do this. I need this stuff done. Either help me process it further than where I processed it with Cindy and her husband.
He read that?
They actually wanted it slanted more towards her.
To like inoculate her?
So that she would take more of the responsibility. We think this is so over the top that it won't be picked up, but anything after that. It's crazy to think that way.
It's crazy.
With him and her.
Yeah. I mean, what is...
What is what?
I don't know how Joe thinks that. Why would her taking more responsibility be better?
That's the best I could write it.
Yeah.
I wanted it over the top. I wanted it to really...
It's over the top.
I wanted people to go, is that true? But tied to the caucus a little bit. So if there is a question, there's a hint of, you know... She feels like and they feel like it's coming out, whatever it is. We feel like that if you do that, you do the control burn on the front end, that unless it's really, really egregious, like unless it's something really salacious, that by that point people will be like, that's just what they hate about politics. Cindy.
Alright, you take it.
Hey, how are you? Doing alright. Ben and I are sitting here. He's trying to mentally process everything I've just told him. So trying to find a different way. So what are your thoughts? Can't really, because then there's a record of it. Yeah, I'm not there. No, I haven't. I'm still heading in that direction. If Ben is trying to figure out if there's a way to, and I think it's good, I'd rather have him question all the route of it. Do you see another option there, Cindy? Okay. Can I call you if we have any other questions? If I have any, I won't call unless I do. What's that? I'm just saying that because I'm sitting here right now, is what I'm saying. I'm saying, do you have any other thoughts on it? That's what I'm asking you. That. We're still talking about it here. Okay, bye. There's a lot of opportunity to change it or adjust it. Do you think it needs to be adjusted in some way? You would never recommend this stuff, would you?
No.
You see why I'm doing it?
I guess. I don't think it's a proven method.
Is there anything I've done to improve that?
Not exactly. All the stuff Josh and I did to win your campaign, that was a proven method. You know this is why Josh quit, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, me, mainly.
No, you and Cindy.
Yeah.
He suspected.
Yeah. Well, that's what he said was the reason he quit. But, no.
Yeah? I mean, you want to go more or more over the top? Less? I don't know
I'm
what you're
asking you.
here.
I'm asking for your...
I don't know, it's way over the top.
You want less over the top?
I don't know.
I want people to delete it and mark it as spam when it's done. Because they're so effing pissed that somebody sent that piece of garbage into their inbox. That's what I want. Does that get it there?
I guess, but it'll still hit the media.
I want it to hit the media, but I don't think it'll be credible.
I know, but
Will it be credible?
I don't know. I don't know what's credible anymore anyway. Freaking Brandon Hall is quoted in the Detroit Free Press as a source. He's on off the record. Like,
Right. I
I don't know
know.
what's credible
I
anymore.
don't know either.
I should start a blog and start saying bullshit about people.
Yeah. Part of me wonders if he's involved in it.
I don't know. He's too much of a retard. I don't know. He could be an evil genius, though.
No, like they use him to do it.
Oh, yeah.
The cadence in the speaking
On there?
and on it didn't strike me as not Brandon Hall. On hers. Mine's too short, but hers is like that long.
Same number?
Same number. I don't hold you accountable for the results.
I got that.
If God wants to raise me up again after this, like in this capacity, in this spot where I'm at,
I'm just not sure it's the best way to protect Cindy and her kids and family and stuff. I just, you know.
hey, we got through that.
Through what?
We already talked about that part.
Well, I know, but
We
I feel
felt like
the-
on the front end, I'm just telling you, we felt like on the front end, they would never expect this. So she can come out and
No,
say,
they would never. No,
she can say, what can she say?
totally ridiculous.
I'm not even going to respond to that.
Right, it's ridiculous.
You know, the ridiculousness of the whole thing.
No, they never expect it, but they'd also never expect you to resign either.
That was.
Old house makes weird noises.
It's a little different one, though.
It was slightly different. You want to check to make sure nobody's out there?
Unless you unlocked it.
No, I think. No, I think I locked it.
I'm just asking you to help me destroy myself here.
I'm not sure this is going to destroy you.
Well, if
It's too ridiculous.
you want less ridiculous? That's what I said. Do you want less?
I don't know. Wait a minute. I get what you're doing. I get what you're saying here, but
You do scorched earth.
yeah.
You do it before them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come in, if they're going to come in.
Can you show it to me again? Went to sleep. Hit a button on the keyboard.
Was that how you do that? Did not know that.
Did you click a button on the mouse too? That sometimes does it. You did save it, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Will it be there?
It should be. Is it coming back up?
The computers are on.
Yeah.
Here.
Don't turn it off. Well, it'll come back on auto recover, but is the other screen on? I can't see it from here. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, that's right. Everything in here is Windows 7 now.
Oh. Is it cold in here?
A little bit, but I have shorts on. It's cold as heck today.
I felt good outside.
It felt good outside last night. I was up at 1 in the morning cleaning that carburetor. I'm really proud of myself on that carburetor.
You are.
I am.
What's
I mowed
this?
my lawn today too. First time on the lawn. Then what?
Oh, it's the credit card machine.
What's it printing?
Prints a statement at night. I know you're not gonna. No way I can explain all that been and have any of it.
Well, Todd, you're kind of asking me to try to help you cover up what you did.
No, I might have to actually come out and just say, hey, that's what happened, and resign.
Well, I mean, you're trying to avoid doing that, though, and I don't... I mean, I don't want you to... I don't know. I mean, I have a lot invested in this thing, too.
I know. What do you do, though? What do you do? What do you do with a life and a wife and a marriage like that? What do? Do you divorce?
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you do? What does Cindy do?
No, I don't know either. Her kids are close to being out of the house.
We know that.
Well, how old is the youngest one?
15.
15.
Going on 16.
You've still got 10 years.
Breaking scandal. State rep courser caught on tape behind the Lansing nightclub.
No, you can't say on tape.
Caught. Behind.
Because there's no tape.
Okay. Behind a Lansing nightclub. Truth, courser secretly removed from caucus several weeks ago due to male-on-male paid-for sex behind prominent Lansing nightclub. He is a bisexual porn-addicted sexual sex deviant. And then you go, his cock has been hanging out all over Lansing since the election. His wife was thrown out of caucus.
Wait, did we already say secretly thrown out of caucus? Oh, yeah, sorry. This is the beginning of it.
Since the election, he's a freak. He's a gun-toting, Bible-thumping, blah, blah, blah freak. He's not standing for small government. His whole personality is a sham by the government to build big government. He is a tool, pawn of the establishment. In past election, he's accused of child molestation.
Wait, why the big government stuff?
We can get rid of it. What do you like? You want to just stay on point?
Well, I don't know. It just seems odd we're talking about...
Sham. Okay. It's a sham. In the past election, he's accused... In the past election, he's accused of child molestation, and he's done things that should have him in jail. He doesn't work in Lansing, he's just there feeding his habit of alcohol, drugs, and illicit sex. Illicit spelled wrong. Most days, he's high stoned on drugs and alcohol while he's supposed to be voting at the state house. In between all of those, he has seduced and taken advantage of Rep. Gamrat between votes. The people deserve to know the real reason she was thrown out by the speaker is because she wouldn't stop being Courser's toy in caucus.
Toy in caucus?
Toy. We'll just say toy. She shouldn't have ever been trusted as a state rep or national committee woman. She's a tramp, a lie, and a laugh for this bisexual cocksucking monster. This teabagger takes his title seriously, moaning and groaning, effing and screwing, man on man, whoever he can pay, pictures and video, YouTube, tell the whole story and all of his exploits behind the nightclubs and hotels at some of the best and worst places in Lansing.
Wait, pictures, YouTube, but...
What's that?
Are you implying that there's videos, or are you saying...
Yeah, I'm saying there is.
So people won't go look for it? And whole is spelled wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Behind nightclubs and hotels at some of the best and worst places in Lansing, with all the grinding, hot, and sweaty sex and drugs used, is too much to hide anymore. He's a scam. You want to just walk out, buddy?
I don't know. I want to think about it. Can I go for a drive? Stick my head out the window. Like one of those dogs that you're petting.
If you need to go for a drive, go for a drive. It seems to be where you want to go. So, I know you're not going to understand this.
I've done things I didn't understand for you before, but this is a little different.
This is a little different. If God wants to raise me back up, buddy, fine. I'm not perfect at all. I don't know if our founders are perfect.
Yeah, they weren't. Nobody is.
I obviously am a target. And
yeah. Okay.
there's another government one.
You put no more government in there.
Yeah, there's smaller. He's not standing for small government. He's personally a scam. So.
Okay. Let me think about it. I'll be back. You're not going anywhere, are you?
Waiting here. This is the best I had. I'll tell you, I feel, I wouldn't ask you to do it, or I really didn't think it was necessary. So.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's a lot more. So.
All right. Well, hey, I always thought your relationship with Miranda was weird.
You think that's weird? You should see the relationship with my wife.
Yeah, that sounds weird too.
It's unfortunate, but
All right, I'll be back.
once you have children, there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do.
Yeah.
You have to decide how to handle that. And, you make choices, and she.
Yeah. All right. I'll be back.
All right. I'll be here.
Okay.
The committee will stand at ease at the call of the chair until 11:40.